Picture this. You're retired, finally free, but something feels off. Here's what nobody told you. Your brain craves challenge to stay healthy. Neuroplasticity isn't just science jargon. It's a psychology of staying fully alive after the career ends. Let's break down what that actually means. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today's episode, I'm going to be talking about keeping your mind engaged and active after your career is over, in your retirement years, and the importance of doing so. Like it's been said before, if you don't use it, you lose it. So during those senior years when you're out of career and maybe not so social, because with work, you do get a lot of social interaction with people during your work week, and maybe in retirement, you're not so social. Maybe you are. But anyway, we're going to go over 8 different ways to keep your mind sharp and intact, and the importance of doing so. I got a PowerPoint presentation set up here. Oh boy. Oops. Bear with me, folks, here. Tried to be proactive here. Share screen. All right. From the beginning. Okay. Your brain never actually retires. Neuroplasticity secrets most people miss. Number 1, learning new skills and hobbies. Retirement opens up time to pursue new interests, whether it's learning a musical instrument, a new language, painting, or digital skill. Neuroplasticity allows the brain to form new neural pathways to acquire these abilities, keeping the mind engaged and growing rather than staying stagnant. The psychology. This taps into synaptic plasticity, the ability of neurons to strengthen or weaken connections based on activity. When you learn something new, your brain undergoes long-term potentiation, LPT, where reportedly activated neutral pathways become more efficient. Retirement learning also engages the dopaminergic reward system. Some of these words, I tell you. Novel experiences triggered dopamine release, which not only feels pleasurable, but also enhances memory consolidation. This counteracts the use it or lose it principle. Disuse atrophy, where unused neural pathways degrade. Studies on cognitive reserve theory, Stern 2002, show that building this reserve through lifelong learning creates a buffer against cognitive decline. Losing your marbles when you get old. Number 2, memory retention and cognitive function. As people age, maintaining memory becomes critical. Neuroplasticity enables the brain to compensate for age-related changes by strengthening existing connections and creating new ones, supporting working memory, recall, and overall cognitive processing speed. So your RAM functions normally and doesn't lag. The psychology behind this. Neuroplasticity supports hippocampal neurogenesis, the creation of new neurons in the hippocampus, which continues into old age. This process is critical for pattern separation, distinguishing similar memories, and pattern completion, recalling partial memories. The brain also employs compensatory mechanisms. Where one area weakens, plasticity allows other regions to take over functions. This explains the posterior to anterior shift seen in aging brains, where older adults increasingly recruit prefrontal regions to compensate for declining medial temporal lobe function. Whoa. Cognitive scaffolding theory suggests that experience builds mental framework that help organize, retrieve information. Number 3, adapting to lifestyle changes. Retirement brings major shifts, different daily routines, loss of work identity, and new living arrangements, or reduced income. Neuroplasticity helps the brain rewire itself to adapt to these changes, from new habits and finding meaning in the post-work life, which is important. What's the point of ending your career? You know, something you may liked it, you may not have liked it, but what's the point of ending it if you got nothing to go to? Nothing to engage your brain, nothing to keep, you know, this is the time for you to pursue your dreams and pursue your interests. So get your brain engaged. Keep it healthy. The psychology. The retirement triggers a major identity reconstruction process. According to self-determination theory, humans need autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Work often satisfies these, so retirement requires rewiring on how these needs are met. Neuroplasticity enables cognitive flexibility, the ability to switch between thinking about different concepts and adapting behavior to new circumstances. Just being flexible, taking it in and adjusting patterns and behaviors to, you know, benefit you. This involves prefrontal cortex and anterior cingulate cortex. The brain must also form new procedural memories, habits, through the Ballis ganglia. Oh man, you can read that. We're going to try it. Thalamocortical loops. I butchered that. Replacing decades of work routine with new retirement patterns. Successful adaptation correlates with psychological flexibility, the ability to stay present and adjust rather than rigidly clinging to past identities. Yes, the importance of not holding on to you from 10, 15 years ago and adjusting to your new reality, your new life, your new lived experience. And you can create all this. You just got to have the mindset and the adaptability to adjust your mind and way of thinking, to adapt to your new life without work. Got to keep yourself challenged. Number 4, social connection and relationship building. Many retirees experience changes in their social circles as colleagues drift away or they relocate. Neuroplasticity supports the brain's ability to recognize faces, remember names, and navigate new social environments, and maintain the complex cognitive skill required for meaningful relationships. The psychology. Social interaction engages theory of mind networks, brain region, medial prefrontal cortex, temporal partial junction that allows us to understand others' mental state. Neuroplasticity keeps these networks functional. Social baseline theory posits that humans regulate stress through proximity to each other. Maintaining social bonds literally shapes neural stress response systems. The social brain hypothesis suggests that managing complete social relationships complex social relationships drove brain evolution, and maintaining this complexity in retirement keeps those networks robust. Attachment style also continued to influence relationships in later life. Plasticity allows for earned security, developing healthier relation patterns even in old age through new experiences. Flexibility and adaptability. Human connection, it's important. Recovering from health setbacks. Number 5, Strokes, falls, surgeries, or other health issues become more common with age. Neuroplasticity is the mechanism behind rehabilitation, allowing undamaged parts of the brain to take over functions from injured areas and helping patients relearn movement, speech, or daily activities. I have never had any experience of this, but apparently it can be done, seeing as how we only use 10% of our brain. So there's a lot of space up there that can be used. Okay, the psychology. After brain injury, neuroplasticity enables reorganization. Nearby healthy tissue takes over function of damaged areas, a process called periolistonial recognition. The brain exhibits contralateral compensation, where the opposite hemisphere assumes some functions. This allows the principles of motor learning theory and Hebbian learning, neurons that wire together. Rehabilitation psychology emphasizes that repeated, meaningful practice drives these changes. Passive recovery doesn't work. The psychological impact matters too. Self-efficiency benefits influence recovery outcomes, as believing you can recover actually promotes the neutral changes needed for recovery through stress reduction and motivational enhancement. So it's that positive attitude. It's gonna, positive attitude and believing yourself that actually aids in this type of rehabilitation. Being negative and down on yourself, it's like giving up without even trying, right? If you don't try, then you've already lost. Emotional regulation and mental health for number 6. Retirement can bring challenges like loss of purpose, grief, or depression. A plastic brain can develop new pathways for emotional processing, helping retirees build resilience, practice mindfulness, and maintain psychological well-being through changing circumstances. The psychology. Neuroplasticity strengthens prefrontal cortex, amygdala connections, which are crucial for regulating emotional responses. This is the neutral base of emotion regulation strategies, like reappraisal. Emotional granularity, the ability to distinguish between similar feelings, depends on well-developed neural representation that plasticity maintains. Resilience theory suggests that positive experience in retirement can reshape hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis functioning, reducing chronic stress response. Neuroplasticity also supports mindfulness-based challenges. Meditation practices have been shown to increase gray matter density in the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex while reducing amygdala reactivity, literally rewiring your brain for calmness. Haven't done a lot of meditating, but I find just even relaxing the brain, you've got a lot of input coming in, and relaxing the brain and calming everything down, sitting in a silent room, just focusing on the nothing. It really helps out. Number 7, prevented cognitive decline and dementia. Engaging in activities that stimulate neuroplasticity, learning, physical exercise, social interaction build cognitive reserve. This extra capacity helps the brain resist or delay the symptoms of Alzheimer's and other dementias, even when physical brain changes occur. The psychology. This operates through cognitive reserve, the brain's resilience to neural pathway. People with higher reserves can have significant Alzheimer's path allowed without showing symptoms, because their brains have developed compensatory networks and alternative neutral routes. The brain maintenance hypothesis suggests that engaging activities don't just build reserve, but actively maintain brain health by promoting neurotropic factors. like BDNF, brain derivative neurotropical factor, which support neuron survival and growth. Enriched environment research shows that cognitive, physical, and social stimulation increases synaptogenesis and angiogenesis, new blood vessel formation, improving brain perfusion and metabolic health. Number 8, physical condition and balance. Maintaining mobility and preventing falls is crucial for independent aging. Neuroplasticity allows the brain to continuously refine motor skills, adapt to physical limitations, and integrate sensory information to maintain balance and coordination. The psychology. Motor skills rely on cerebral plasticity. The cerebellum constantly fine-tunes movement based on sensory feedback. Motor cortex reorganization allows the brain to adjust movement representation as physical capabilities change. Proprioceptive learning involves the brain updating its body map. In the somatosensory cortex, fear of failing itself creates a psychological feedback loop that can impair balance through anxiety-driven attention shifts. But neuroplasticity also allows relearning confidence through graduated exposure and success experiences. Embodied cognition theory reminds us that movement and thought are deeply intertwined, maintaining physical coordination, preserved cognitive function that shares neutral substrates with motor control. You know, just reading these slides is neuroplasticity. There's a lot of words, you know, a lot of big words. They probably don't need to be that big. Okay, the conclusion. Retirement is not a neurological endpoint. It is a transition point. Neuroplasticity enables retirees to continue learning, remembering, adapting, connecting, recovering, regulating emotions, preventing decline, and maintaining physical coordination. The brain never retires unless we stop engaging it. All right. So there you have it. I spit those words out, all those big words, and I engaged my brain for some neuroplasticity. I'm not sure how many links I created reading that or whatever, but there are some words that I was having trouble pronouncing, which is fine, I guess. I'm going to have to maybe edit those to get some words that I can pronounce. Anyway, that's the presentation for today. Neuroplasticity, it's important. As we get old, I notice like just engaging with elder people, 70s and 80s, like the cognitive decline is real. And it's almost like you got to slow down your talking with them. So me personally, I kind of don't want to get to that point, but I know it'll be inevitable. Practicing and engaging my mind through my retirement years into my more senior years, because I'm already in my 50s. So I know people might notice that I'm losing my marbles, but now. Anyway, moving forward, neuroplasticity, keeping the mind engaged. Like even at work, if you're not engaged at work, you're really not benefiting your brain growing and such, right? So try and engage in something that you're interested in. Keep learning, keep an open mind, and keep that brain strong and engaged. Anyway, if you made it with me this far, I thank you. And if you have any comments, leave them in the bottom and like and subscribe. We'll talk to you later.